Hi everybody and welcome back to A Doodle a Day with Mrs. Rivera. Today we're going to be continuing with our outer space unit and you're going to learn how to draw an astronaut. Now I know that sounds scary, but we'll go step by step and I promise you'll be able to do this. As always, all you're going to need is paper, pencil, or a marker. You know, I always draw in Sharpie. So let's get started. So I want you to draw, we're going to start drawing toward the bottom because we're going to work our way up on this picture today. Okay, now I know you're thinking astronaut, it seems complicated. I promise you we'll go step by step as we always do. Okay, so I want you to start just about here, right in the middle of your page. And you're going to do what looks like a letter L, like so. Okay, almost like a little L on its side. You're going to go here. You're going to go a little higher than that little L, and you're going to create a curve, kind of like that. Not a full C, but a curve. You're going to go like so. And give yourself some space here. I want you to go on this side, and you're going to go like this. And this right now, probably you're thinking, what is going on here, Miss Rivera? I'm actually going to make this a little longer here. What is happening? I don't understand. It'll make sense as we keep going, I promise. Over here, we're going to do what looks like almost an oval. So we're going to start here, and we're going to connect it all the way until we get to here. So you could start at the top or at the bottom. It's up to you, but we're going to go like this. Like so. Okay? I'm going to go on this side now. So let's go here. Same thing, we gave ourselves a little space. Let's give ourselves a little space here. And you're going to go like so. Okay? We're going to continue this. Rounded edge, and you're going to go like that. Okay? Now I hope this is starting to make a little bit of sense to you. Right over here, I want you to go like this. Okay? Same thing back here, like so. Okay? And then we're going to create almost an oval shape here. And you're going to do that like so. Almost looks like a bean shape. Okay? Doesn't make sense right now, but it will. I promise. Okay? Let's connect this back line here. So we have this, and I think you're starting to kind of get a picture, right? These are our astronaut's legs. He's kind of floating in space. Okay? Like so. We're going to get to detail this a little bit more, but I want us to start laying out our character before we get into the details so it doesn't get too confusing. So let's go over here, and I want you to go like that. So now we're going to go up here, and it's almost going to look like we're creating a skinny triangle. Like that. And let's close it. Now if this piece did not connect, don't worry, you're going to do it right now, because mine didn't connect either. You're going to go like this. All right? So let's work our way up. Right here, let's go with a straight line. And this straight line is going to go a little higher. So we're going to connect from here. Now I don't want it to be straight from there. I want it to have like a little bump. So it's almost going to go like this and then work its way up. And I want you to stop just about there. So as you can see, we have part of our body, we have our legs happening, and right now it looks kind of like a wormy astronaut, but as we keep putting in the details, it'll start to make sense, I promise. So in order for it to start making sense, before we continue up here, let's add some details down here so your eyes start kind of seeing what's happening. So let's put a patch on our astronaut's knee. And in our shoes here, we're going to go like this. So it creates like a sole. Like this, okay? Now when astronauts walk on different terrain, like the moon. Their boots, they're not fully like cleats, but they definitely have a texture to them that's not like a regular sneaker, because they don't have gravitational pull, so they want to be able to land on things. So their boots have a little bit more grip to it. Okay, so now that we have our boot here, on some astronauts, they have these what look like lines on their spacesuit. And sometimes they're blue, sometimes they're red. It really depends on where the astronaut is from. All right, so this leg, as you can see, is bent. Okay, back here, let's add more bend marks so it kind of makes a little bit more sense. And here, you have to add that so you could see that this is the connection between this leg to the torso and then the body. All right, so let's continue. Not the torso, excuse me, the pelvis. Torso's up here. What am I talking about, Ms. Rivera? This is our pelvis down here. Torso's all the way up here. So let's keep going. We added our patch here. Let's add a patch to this knee so that our uniform is uniform to itself. Again, let's add the other striping up here, like so. So our uniform is starting to match. Now this foot looks a little weird, right? But that's because we haven't added the sole design, and we have to add the bottom. So if it looks kind of weird like mine does right now, don't worry. And if yours looks like that, don't worry, we're gonna fix it right now. So we're gonna go like this so that our shoe starts to make sense and it looks more like it's on its side. Okay, so let's fill that in so that it's on its side. Okay, fix it up. Inside here, in order to create that feel, underneath here, what you're going to do is the following. You're going to create zigzag lines so that it gives that illusion that you have this astronaut. I'm going to adjust this a little bit more so that there's something going on down here, right? And even though it looks like he's or she is in this weird pose, remember, when you're floating in space, there's no gravity, so your body is trying to get a hold of itself in so many different directions. Okay, so we have this. Let's get some wrinkles on the knees here so you could see that the legs are really bent, right? We have some details here. Good. Let's work our way up now that this is starting to make a little bit more sense to you. So let's continue. Right here, I want you to stick out because we're going to have one arm going like this, and you're going to go up because the astronaut's arm is going to be up. And over here, we're going to do it in a different direction. So I'm going to have this arm like that, and this arm's going to go down actually. So I want it to have more movement. All right. Same thing as always. Same thing we did here. Let's get some thickness going on. Like that. And we're going to create what looks like a letter Y here. Then we're going to connect here. Okay? Let's get this part of the arm in like that. Let's bring it down like so. All right? Now I know it seems to be really thick, but remember, astronauts' outfits are really bulky, all right? So if it looks thicker or fatter and you're saying to yourself, this is weird looking, it is right now because we haven't gotten all the details in. Now this line, we're gonna connect over here. So we're gonna continue from here and we're gonna connect it like so, okay? All right, now these look really kind of weird, but it's okay. Astronauts have these really fat gloves that they wear. So let's create those gloves here. I'm gonna go like this, loop it all the way around. All right, and we're gonna double that up. So it creates almost like the lip to the glove. All right, and this hand, you can make it in any pose that you want. I'm gonna make it like their fist is closed, So your thumb would be here. And then we're going to need bumps. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Thumb is here. And this piece is going to go up like this. Okay. So it's almost like the astronaut's making that thumb. Now on their gloves, they have labels and trinkets and things on there. Okay. Over here, let's add some wrinkles. So it's almost like things are wrinkling. Let's do the same thing over here. Okay, like they're bending. Okay, so now that we added these wrinkles, I want to do it here too, because if your body's moving, you get wrinkles in certain areas. Okay, like here, here, under your arms, places like that, you would get wrinkles. I also want to add patches like we did to the knees up here. So let's do that. Semicircle feel here and here. Okay, we have to add our glove. We have one here. Let's add another glove over here. Okay, and same thing. Okay, we're gonna round it out. Now it's a different position, so it's almost like we're creating an oval, like so. Okay, this hand's facing down, so you get a different angle. This hand's facing up, so you wouldn't see the innards of your glove, but you would see this angle. Now the gloves that they wear are really thick, okay? So their fingers are gonna look thicker than we normally would draw them, but that's okay. So let's start with our glove here and here, so we know that it should follow the same thickness as the arm. You know, I only ever draw 4 fingers because traditional cartoonists only drew 4 fingers. And then let's get our glove, our thumb in here. Now their gloves have, it kind of goes innards like that. And over here, I want to create a little bit of a wrinkle because it would have a little bit of a wrinkle in there as well. In here, like this, to really create some of the little details that you would have seen in those astronaut fingers, which look a little weird to you right now, but it all will start making sense pretty soon. Now let's go right here to this middle part of the body, and you're going to create a line that goes like this, and this side I want you to go like this. I want this side to be a little longer than this side because he's in a weird angle. Okay, and then we're going to connect. And we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to connect. Okay, now in here I want you to do this like this, and you're creating that so that it looks like there's something here that's definitely popping out. In here, let's create some of those hatching lines that you can really tell that this device that they have on has some depth to it. Okay, you could even do that inside the glove to create that illusion that there's depth to it. And let's put some of the buttons, because they wear this pack on their suit, which helps them speak to whoever's back at the spaceship. It has different functions. Down here, let's add the connection tube, like that. Let's close it off, and let's draw some nice straight lines, like so. Okay, so as you can see, you have your gadget here, it's connecting. Let's add our helmet. Now when you add your helmet, their helmet's gonna seem really big, but right up here, let's add the first layer of connection. So you're gonna go here and just about here. And then you're gonna close that up. All right. If you made it too big and you have enough space, put one in the middle of it so you double it up. And from here, we're going to create that bubble, that famous bubble shape that we always relate to astronauts' helmets, like this. And now here, we're gonna stick it out a little bit because the black part goes in here, but then there's a part that sticks around. So you're gonna go right up here. And let's connect it to right there. Now this piece that we had sticking out, we're gonna bring it out like so. We're going to bring it down like that. And we're going to connect it from here to there. So we're going to go like this. Okay? If it looks like right now mine looks a little too, I'm going to bring it in like that, a little bit more. I want more black space there. And don't worry if you made a mistake there, because you're going to be filling this in 2 seconds. Now I want you to draw a little circle here. And another one that looks like this. Almost like you're drawing a moon. And the reason you're doing that is those are going to be your white highlight spots when we start to fill in this area, because usually their helmets, this part is black, so that if they're near the sun, it doesn't hurt their eyes. So let's just fill this in quickly. Like so. So we really start getting more of that astronaut feel. Okay, remember, don't color in those white shapes that we drew, because those are going to become the highlights on your helmet. Because that part reflects, right? It's a reflective texture. So you're going to be putting that in there. Like so, almost done, filling up my space here. Okay, right? So now that's starting to make a lot more sense. Now outside of this, there's always like a little outline, and it's like the metallic part that holds it in. So let's retrace that like this. So it creates that illusion that something is holding on to that glass piece, like so. Okay, and I know it seems right now, wow, this seems like a really big head and the body seems so thin. Well, there, we did that purposefully, because now we're gonna add another layer here, and we're gonna darken that with hatching so that it looks like the shadow. Okay, this is what we're gonna do. So let's go over here, and we're gonna copy this shape that we did already, like that. Okay, you're gonna go like that. Let me make that better. And you're gonna go like so. Okay, and now it seems like our body matches that helmet. In there, you're going to do some hatching. So let's go in. Like that. Just finishing that hatching. And that's really gonna create that illusion that there's a shadow back there, right? Like that this astronaut is really floating in space and this shadow is happening. So now that we have that, let's add what looks like the jetpack on our astronaut, right? It's not really a jetpack, but it's what holds their oxygen and it connects them to the spaceship. So right up here, you're gonna create what looks almost like another L on its side, like so. Okay? You're gonna bring it down. You're going to bring it down until you get right about here. I would say just about here. Now it looks like we have one big rectangle here. Okay, let's put some details here. Right? We got to make sure we get this shadow line in here as well. Okay, so now we have our jetpack back there. And I want to connect a tube. Remember, we have these tubes that are connecting. Let's do that up here too. To the helmet and to the jetpack, we have that. And these jetpacks always have what looks like a long hose. And that long hose, when you're creating your outer space illustration, should connect to your ship. Because you know, in space, what happens? There's no gravity. So this connects our astronaut. So let's create the hose lines. Okay, so we have our astronaut. He has this pack connected to his suit. You have his helmet connected to the backpack that they wear, right? It almost looks like a jetpack. And then you have the hose that's going to be leading them to the ship, that's going to connect them to the ship. Now, because this is so dark, I want to color these in so that it has that balance that we always look for. I'm going to color these in black in the Sharpie to fill in the space. If you want to color these in red or blue, you can do that when you make your astronaut. Most of the suits are white, right? We have this. Some people have even seen patches on the arms here that look like squares. And usually astronauts will have that with a flag of the country that they're from. So if it's a United States astronaut, it would have a patch of the American flag. So I'm going to make ours look like the American flag. So I drew my rectangle, or baby square, I should say. And are you going to be able to fit all the stripes that we have? No, but it just gives you that illusion that that's there. Okay. Over here, let's add some wrinkles in here to the suit, right? Like that this person is really all in here. And I think, let's see, I think that we are pretty done. If you want to have some action lines, they would be here because the arm is down. Probably here. Definitely by the knee, by this floating foot. Down here. Oh, the hands, right? Because that hand is moving. Probably by the elbows. And there we have it. We have our astronaut in space. All that we have left to do is to sign it. If you want to shade some more areas up here, you can. I think I'm going to do the little rectangle on the glove to give it a little extra something. And I might even do that to some of the buttons. I'll do that to 2 of the buttons right there. Maybe even add a little bit more details, right? Like we have knobs like that. So it looks like you really have knobs going on that you can move around and manipulate. We have our astronaut. I'm going to sign it down here. Initial it, I should say. And as always, I put a 20 for the year. Okay? I hope to see you all soon, and I can't wait to see your outer space pictures. So far, you've learned how to draw the shooting star and the rocket. I would love to see you combine all 3 of these, your astronaut, your shooting star, and your rocket. Maybe we should do a doodle of an alien that our astronaut can encounter. All right, until next time, boys and girls, I can't wait to see your doodles.